Hello everyone and welcome back to Baskar Breaking. Today we are going to be reviewing a 20th anniversary edition set. These came out for the 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars. This is the Clone Scout Walker. This is set 75261 and this is a remake of the original Clone Scout Walker from I believe 2005. So because this is a 20th anniversary set, it came with a collectible minifigure, and on the back there is a picture of the original set, which I'm sure I'm also going to review at some point, and compare to this set along with all the other minifigures and a little bit of stuff. The box there. You also get to see the minifigure on the top for Darth Vader. So, before we get into the set itself, I'd just really quickly like to talk about the instruction manual, as at the beginning of these 20th anniversary instruction manuals always just have a little bit of stuff about, like right here you can see the original set versus the new one. If you want to see this in detail, I'm sure that the digital versions of these instruction manuals have that, like, have this part in them. So go on a Brickset, find some digital instructions if you want to read all this, but that's a cool picture. So yeah, I just want to quickly show you these. Most instructions don't have stuff like that, or at least especially just for the normal LEGO product. So before we zoom in and take a look at the smaller stuff in the minifigures, let's go just take a look at the Clone Scout Walker. And this is supposed to be an ATRT. I'm sure this comes as no shock. It is quite oversized. I have stated this before in videos, so I'm not really going to focus on it too much. So we're going to keep it very zoomed out here, all the way in the back here, just for a second. You can see how stupid tall this thing is. Like, the actual height goes to about there. They were just long antenna, which just makes it a pain for camera shots, which is why this is so long. But the feet it's one of those things, a little bit of a pain because they can come off, but overall they're not terrible. And of course, all those dishes over there, to represent joints. That is my biggest complaint about the set visually. It's that one little blue pin. I believe it is on the other side as well. I do realize that those are kind of, angling those can get a bit nutty. Yeah, I believe my apology, I not angled them properly before the review. Nothing on the back here. Also, just in terms of functionality, well, this is the worst part, is this handlebar. With these handlebars, when you I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They come off super easily. Whether the entire plate comes off or just the handlebars come off. 501st Legion Clone Troopers did fix that, luckily. And these can be a little bit of a pain because you have to angle them right. There are stickers, but I believe that the stickers are done well and add value in terms of visual value. So they're good to have. The gun is great here. It provides the stud shooter with plate value along with the visual appeal of this. It goes around well. And there's some decent articulation. You probably won't get too many poses. Those joints are just mostly there just to have it there. As because it only has these two legs, so having some sort of pose is going to be difficult. So, especially since this is just as far as it can go forward, you're going to have to move them back, which just makes it a little bit more unstable. So, yeah, overall, this isn't that bad for what it is. So, I'm personally happy with it. So, yeah, of course, aside from the size thing. So, yeah, let's get on to the smaller elements of this set. Before we take a look at the minifigures, let's take a look at the kind of minifigure, the Spider Droid in this set. This is one of 3 builds that you get in this. This is the second largest and second most complex build. Personally, I like to say this is kind of finicky. Now, it's just what LEGO has in their parts. This just, it was gonna come out like this. These clipping them on like that, see, there's 3 points of articulation, which just by picking it up and moving it around, it can become, I was being a little bit much with there like that, so I haven't really had it come off like that before, but it's just a pain to get it in a good position, but, that was just gonna happen. My one real, true, actual complaint is that blue pin. Why did they choose blue? Even when it's kind of in there, you can just barely see it. That's just a bad design decision. So I don't know what's up with that. Now, the stud shooter, it just depends on who you are. I think some kids would appreciate it. Me, personally, I prefer something else. But, you know, what are you going to do? So, and the cell phone technique here has been used before. And this has some articulation to it, if you want to. So, I don't really have much else to say about this. You know, it's a neat little spider droid. You can also do that if you like. Now, this next thing we're going to really quickly just skim over. You just get this kind of barricade-ish kind of thing for the Wookiees. First time I believe I've ever gotten this. Nice to get a little bit of the Wookiee side of Battle Kashyyyk. Of course, because it just uses these kind of joints, it is a pain to get it into the right angle. You know, it's something around the lines, of course. Something around the lines of that, basically. And you get a blaster there for a Wookiee to stand behind and shoot at droids. So, yeah. Now, now here is the Darth Vader. He comes with this very nice print down there. Yeah, so I just want to get that out of the way. Now we're going to go take a look at the minifigures up close. Alright, so because we just took a very quick look at Darth Vader's stand, let's go take a look at the Darth Vader minifigure itself. This is a recreation of the one from 1999, just for light. I'm going to quickly take away his lightsaber. It's not 1999. Sadly, no chrome hilt, but, you know, I think they stopped doing that for environmental reasons, so. This actually uses the old, previously retired helmet. There we go. This is his face. There's some very basic chest printing there. And his cape. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool, right? Some exclusive back printing on this guy. So, excuse me. His cape just got a little weird there. So, now actually, because this is supposed to be 1999 minifigure, let's compare it to a old Darth Vader. This one, I believe, actually just from 2005. So we're not going to compare the heads because of that, but their torso printing can be very quickly compared here. And, you know, there's that, guys, and yeah, they did a pretty darn good job. This one might just be a little bit more shiny, but yeah. It's just a very basic old Darth Vader, and honestly, it's a cool figure to have, especially with that back print. It's a shame that his cape kind of hides it. Now we have a battle droid. You know, I don't really have much to say about this. LEGO's been nailing battle droids since the very beginning, so not too much to say about that. Next we have the clone here. My apologies, I've just forgotten. I am forgetting the name just off the top of my head. Basically, it is the precursor to Scout Troopers. Now, this is the newest version of this guy, just slightly different than the older variation. And honestly, this guy looks pretty darn great, right? This helmet is very, very nice. I love that green in the visor. It's just a great mold. It's not dual molded or anything. Just a great looking figure. Angry Clone. This was when they were still Angry Clone. So, it's a massable figure. Aside from the Darth Vader, this is a super massable set. You get some great minifigures for a Kashyyyk layout, just like this guy. A standard, Wookiee warrior here. Just great just to get a plain Wookiee. This can just be used in many different layouts and such if you need one, and it's always nice to get a musket piece. So the minifigures in the set are very nice. Let's bring them out into the light a little bit there. So the minifigures are definitely a huge plus for this set. Now let's get on to the overview. Alright, so, you know, overall, you actually had a pretty darn good amount of stuff here. It's a good Kashyyyk set. You get a battle here with some, and it's not just a couple of battle droids. Spider droids can, you know, be some pretty menacing foes, and you get representations of Wookiee forces and Republic forces, plus the Darth Vader minifigure is a nice little bonus. If I had to give one critique, it would be that these two are just a pain to properly pose, which some kids might also be annoyed by that. So overall, honestly, I'm happy with the set. I'm happy with my purchase of it, and it's a decent little set. So, but with that out of the way, everyone, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, maybe even consider leaving a like and possibly subscribing if you enjoy my content, and I do hope to see you in my next video.